Hello YouTube. In today's video I'd like to say America is number one. And these are my own thoughts. I wrote 5 reasons America is number one. Again, these are my own thoughts, not coming from the chat bot. And I wrote them down on a notebook and I'm gonna list them off to you. Okay, number 1. All the migrants want to be here. Better option. Better than Mexico, Canada, Ukraine, Israel, China, Afghanistan, India, etc. Or whichever country they're coming from. Clearly this is the better option than any of those places. Otherwise, why would they try so hard to be here? I'm not saying immigration is either good or bad. It very much depends on the person immigrating. But if they want to be here so badly, clearly this is the better option. America has way more immigrants than any other country, by far. So clearly it must be pretty great, right? Okay, number 2. World's biggest economy, China is a distant second place. Yes. America produces far more than any other country. I guess it should say the value of what we produce, the GDP, the monetary value of goods and services produced, is much greater than any other country, including China, a distant second place, which also has way more people. Yet we're still more productive, apparently. Okay, number 3. World's reserve currency, US dollar. Everyone accepts it in the world. Maybe not everyone, but the majority of the world. The world's reserve currency, this is what other countries have stockpiled. You know, if a country is very import dependent, you know, like let's just use Cuba as an example, they're very import dependent. But their own currency is pretty worthless. So then they have foreign currency, such as US dollars. World's reserve currency, the US dollar. Okay, number 4. Inflation is baby shit in comparison to the rest of the world. Compare our inflation to hyperinflation in Venezuela, etc. Yeah, there was a time when Venezuela's inflation was like, was it 1,000,000%? At that point, their currency is literally not even worth the paper it's printed on. I remember watching this one thing on the internet where they'd literally make paper mache out of their currency because it was more useful for that rather than the value of it. So it's literally not even worth the paper it's printed on. So America's currency has depreciated, but not that severely. Like, you know what I mean? If you only got a few percent of inflation per month, year over year, I mean, yeah, that does add up over time. I think since 2020, food or whatever has gone up by like 20, maybe 25%. So that is a pretty big increase by America's standards. Inflation probably hasn't been this bad since the 70s. Since before I was even born. Anyways, still is like baby shit in comparison to hyperinflation, which would be like 1,000,000% increase in inflation. At that point, the currency would literally not even be worth the paper it's printed on. So that's not going to happen to the US dollar. Hopefully. Okay. Number 5. My final point for the video. Reason number 5. Although food insecurity is a growing problem here and the rest of the world. It's not as bad here. Yeah, compared to the majority of the world, America's food security is much better. Or I should say their food insecurity is not nearly as bad as a good portion of the rest of the world. Developed nations in general have much greater food security than a country like, I don't know, let's say Ethiopia or any other African country, for example, or South America, Central America, Asia, good portion of Europe. Never been to these places. I just research lots of stuff, so I know what I'm talking about, according to the data I'm researching. So yeah, America's food insecurity is baby shit in comparison to the rest of the world. So with these 5 points, the point that I'm making is America is number one. Yeah, it's not what it used to be, but it's still better than most of the world. I also got a side note at the end. Not what it used to be. If this is the best, what does that say about the world overall? Yes. America is not what it used to be, but then again, the world overall is going through a tough time right now. The planet seems a little bit unsustainable. The future seems rather uncertain. And because America is not as bad as the rest of the world, what does that say about the world overall? Think about it. Something to think about for Monday. Monday, June 10th, 2024. I can't wait till my first paycheck. I got shit that I have to pay for. I just recently started my new job. For those of you who are new to the channel, I just recently started a new job. Factory job. Before that, I was unemployed for about a month. Before that, I was working in retail for nearly 5 years. I get my first paycheck pretty soon. Next Friday. Can't wait for that. I got shit to pay for. Who doesn't, right? Anyways, 5 reasons why America is number one. Thank you for watching. Thank you to my 17 subscribers. If you're a viewer without being a subscriber, that's nice too. Thank you for watching. Have a good day. Until tomorrow. Bye.